change. And in the other training about diversifying income, these were for groups that have government grants to help people with disabilities. But the problem is, amazingly, our government doesn't pay a lot of money to do this. And for 10 years in a row, they might pay you the same amount. So as utilities go up and rent goes up and you're trying to pay your staff more, where does that money come from? But many of them see themselves as, we're government-funded entities that just do this. And so what we were trying to teach them about was you need to revision who you are. You're there to serve people in many different ways. And if you see yourself that way, you'll see all these alternative fundings that are available and you'll get to look after them. And those are reflections on how all of our lives are. We're on some path and we may feel trapped, we may feel constrained and say this is all there is. But that is not the reality. The reality is the universe is very fluid with lots of realities around and that we can affect that. And I'll tell you something else that came out in this training is we can affect it more by working together. And that's true for all of us, by the way. Remember, as we talked about waves of energy, and if two waves of energy come together, they become greater. And to me, this is what, when we get treatments from practitioners and from ministers, to me, this is what it's about. This is my own personal view. Sandy's not here to tell me this isn't the correct view. Is that when you go to a practitioner or a minister, we don't have some kind of special power. Now, I'm probably an exception to that. I have secret powers. But in general, the practitioner, the minister, doesn't have some secret power. And in my mind, if you go unable to see the alternatives the universe has for you, and the minister or practitioner can't help you see that, then they may still see it, but you're still only talking about one wave of energy. Theirs might go up, but yours goes down. But if you can see it, and they can help you see it, and you can see, yes, there are alternatives, and they can see, yes, there are alternatives, then together you're stronger. I think that's what it's about. And it's not about creating something that isn't there. The universe has lots of possibilities for us. And again, in physics, when they talk about it, they talk about that photon actually does go on both ways. And we have the ability to determine whether that's what it's going to be or whether somehow it's going to change to just go on one of them. We have those same things. In our lives, there are many paths, even though we're only on one of them. But we have the ability to harmonize with those and create our ability to go on a different path. Many of you have known our son Benjamin since he was quite small. He's done fairly well in his academics.
Yeah.
Sure.
I tried to get him to go to my alma mater, Kansas State University. I couldn't interested in it. As many of you know, he has a bachelor's degree from Harvard. He has a master's from Cambridge, finishing his doctorate, and now is in law school at Yale. I'll admit, part of this has to do with his work ethics and his academics, but every time these opportunities came up, Gene and I would do treatments for him. And the treatments were never, he will get into Harvard. The treatments were never, he'll be accepted by Yale. The treatments are always the best alternative is available, and that will become reality for him. See, when I do treatments, I do them a little bit different. I don't feel that we are little gods and goddesses. I don't feel that we dictate to the universe what reality is going to be. But the universe has everything we need. It's all there for us. What we do is we put ourselves in harmony with it. Instead of fighting it, we put ourselves in harmony with it and allow that vibration to bring in and lead us to the best alternative that's for us. So when we're in situations that are hard, and we're in situations that we want to change, they're bringing bad stuff to us, we're on a path we don't like, we have a choice to make. And it's not an easy choice, because it's hard not to see ourselves as victims, that the world is out there to get us. But it's a choice we can make. And we can choose to harmonize with the universe as a whole, a universe that is totally fluid. We know that. The best science in the world tells us it's totally fluid, that it can change, that we can affect it, and by being in harmony with it, we can, I believe, bring ourselves into the best alternatives available and live in divine grace. Thank you.